Hi, I'm Neha. So we're going to be making this card today. So before we get started, I would like to say a few things. This video was shot on my phone because my camera is at another place, and due to quarantine, we are not supposed to travel, so the clarity wouldn't obviously be of the best quality, and you might not be able to see a few numbers. But I will link everything in the bottom bar below, and also have all the measurements with pictures on my blog. Let's get started with making the card. I have used just one cardstock here because cardstocks are obviously precious during this time. So yeah, here you see me using iris paper. You can use any paper that you have. So first, to make the squash, I am trimming the cardstock to the measurement 6 3 by 4 by 6 3 by 4, and I am scoring it in the center, then again turning it 90 degrees and scoring it in the center again. Then you have to turn it 45 degrees and score right in between, in such a way that you get two triangles. Burnish it really well on all the scored lines, and you have to fold it inwards like how you can see here. This gives you the pop-up mechanism. So next you see me cutting the base. I'm cutting it to 10 5 by 8 by 5 1 by 8, and I'm scoring it at 5 1 8 and 5 1 4th, just to give a nice spine. So burnish it really well, and this is your base, and you add your pop-up mechanism inside like this. So this forms the card. Here I've taken a cardstock measuring 6 3 by 4 and 3 3 by 4, and I'm trimming it down to 3 3 by 8. This makes the extended arm of the pop-up. You can see me scoring it at 3 3 by 4, so that you get a nice flap that you can adhere to the pop-up, so the mechanism is smooth. I'm selecting the pattern paper here. I would be adhering pattern paper everywhere on the card except the back side of the card. I'm trimming it down, so when I trim it down, I make sure like a little bit of white peeks through because it looks really nice. For the front, I would be matting 2 layers, so I would be cutting that, and that would actually be 1/4 inch less than the first mat. So that is something I follow always when I'm matting two papers on top of each other. The difference between them is 1/4 inch. You can even make this using baby boy or baby girl or shabby chic paper. It just depends on what card you're making it for, like what occasion you're making it for. Here I'm using floral because this is the last cardstock I have remaining with me currently, and I actually really like this paper collection. Once I'm done trimming down the paper, I distress every paper, and then you would see me actually coming in with three different types of tape. That is because I'm just comfortable with them. For the spine and the flaps, I would be using a red tape because of the adhering power, and for the first matting paper, it's foam tape, and for the remaining, I would be using normal double-sided tape. I make sure I add double-sided tape fully to the whole sheet, because if you don't, it forms a dent and the paper starts to wobble once you add your embellishments. Now I'm sticking the paper to wherever it has to go. So yeah, I'm also adding it on the front. Now for the squash part, I am adhering it to the square on both the sides. You can see me doing it. I am adhering it on the opposite side so that it opens up nicely. I'm adding the triangles here. I'm just making sure the triangles are coordinated so the design formation is the same. Like they look very nice when they come in together. And then that's about it. I'm just gonna adhere everything together and it's gonna look like this. So now we are gonna adhere the pop-up mechanism to the card. I make sure that I draw a line on top for 1/4 of the card where I'm not gonna add glue, and for the remaining bottom 3/4 part, I will add glue there. And now you have to just measure the center of your card so everything is nice and centered. These tapes that you see here will actually help you understand better. So I'm just removing the tapes here, and I'm going to center it and close the flap, and then press it really well so it gets stuck, and I'm going to repeat the process again for the back side. So here's the inside. It's fully done and it looks like this. Here you can actually see me coming in with a flap. I actually wanted to add a magnetic closure, so that is it. I will have the measurements for that in the bottom bar. It actually measures about 2.5 inches wide and 4.5 inches long. Then I have added the first matte layer, and now I'm adding the second matte layer, for which I've added foam clips. From the back I'm just measuring 2.5 inches so that it's nice and center, and adhering this flap to it. I have also cut out reinforcement holes so it looks nice, and I'm adding two on the top and one on the back side so it's nice and sturdy. I also have cut two long strips to cover the magnets so that they're not seen. I cover the magnets with tape fully and then add them to the project. You can use whatever you're comfortable with. You can actually see me coming with liquid glue at like little front in the video. That is because my tacky tape got over. The flap is optional. If you want, you do it, otherwise you don't. It's totally optional, and there is no right or wrong when you're crafting, as long as you're having fun. That's about it. You just have to enjoy the process and make someone smile when you give them this card. Here I'm just checking what elements I want to add and what I don't want to add. Once I actually decide how I want the layout to look, I just click a picture on my phone and then go ahead with it. You can add a cheesecloth in between the doily and the frame. It just gives a very nice layer. I didn't do it because I didn't have cheesecloth with me. Sometimes I tie my die cut just because it might be too long for my project, or I just like using bits and pieces. Be careful when you use your hot gun because I had left it on for quite some time and it got really hot, so you don't want to be burning your hand. As far as the sentiment is, I actually adhere two petals of the flower to the frame so that the coat stands really well on the frame, or more like it pops up better. The coat is actually a MDF, so it's not a die cut, but if you want to use a die cut, you would have to layer 4-5 cardstocks and make one, or you can either add foam. This is my first YouTube tutorial wherein I'm doing a voiceover, so I really hope you like this process and my voice, and if there's something you would like to tell me about this, any suggestions or feedbacks, I am really open to it, so please let me know down in the bottom bar. That would actually mean a lot to me. I'm using glitter. You definitely want to put a waste paper under your project, otherwise glitter is going to be everywhere and you definitely don't want that. I was lazy, I did it, I don't know why, and I had to clean up a lot. That's not something nice when you have glitter everywhere. I am also coming in with pearl drops here. And that's it, we're done. Here are a few of the pictures. I hope you like this process. I hope you liked the video. Do let me know how you liked it. That would absolutely mean the world to me. If you have any questions or suggestions, leave it down in the bottom bar and I will see you soon. For more details, you can visit my blog. Thank you.